So losing that as when I left for the mine, I lost everything. I lost my first identity, and I was young, and I've come from a family of lack. You thought money was everything. She showed me love, so much love, that not only she loved me so much and believed in me so much, enough love for me to even give back to the community.
Hey guys, thanks again for tuning back in. And in today's episode, I had the pleasure and honor of having Will McIntyre join me at the round table, sharing insights about the great work he does for the Journeyman charity, providing them with a positive impact in helping men's mental health, well-being, and also support for the community. So please stick around to hear more about the great work they do and how you can get behind them and support them. So let's get back to it. Hey guys, welcome back to another brand new episode. Today I'm here in Yandina, which is located in the Sunshine Coast region, and I'm also grateful to be here at the beautiful residence of my special guest joining me at the round table today, Will McIntyre, who is also the founder of the Journeyman that does a huge impact in helping men's mental health and well-being, and also supporting the community within the region of the Sunshine Coast. But before we kick off, as always, the round table symbolizes a safe space where stories are shared, voices heard, and lessons learnt. So to all you guys out there, pull up a seat and join me on the journey, because every story you hear matters. So Will, welcome to the round table.
Thank you so much, mate, and thank you for your effort to drive all over here. Been an interesting encounter already, sharing story from our background. Just you got a beautiful energy, mate, for those out there. He's a beautiful man, and I'm grateful to be on the podcast as well.
Oh, thank you for that too. And I'm also honored to be here at your beautiful home. So allowing me to host this show here is an honor. So thank you too as well. But before we kind of kick off, just for our audience out there that may not know who you are, can you please share a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yep, 100%. I can definitely do that. I have an interesting background. My dad is Australian and my mum is Thai. It's funny story how they met. Dad was traveling the world at the time, and Thailand was the last country he visited. He meant to catch the train, but the train line was flooded. So he got stuck on the bus with mum, and they didn't know how to communicate, but gratefully Dad was a great drawer, and he started drawing her picture to communicate. So for me, it's a very humble beginning how two worlds collide, and I get to be sitting here to do what I do. Moving a little bit forward, a little bit about myself at the moment. The Journeyman is a men's mental health organisation. We got about over 500 brother in our brotherhood, and we also do community project where we trying to put things in community land trust and grow interesting topic food, and trying to attack mental health more of building a village, the old way of living. So we will expand on that journey as we follow through.
Yeah, cool. So before we do continue on, can you take us back to your own personal journey and experiences of what you went through before the birth of the Journeyman?
It's so funny. I actually have an opportunity to reflect on my journey at early on this year, where I actually got asked to be part of a possible book, and I had to rewrite my whole journey from the beginning. And I realized that during this time that my whole journey had led me up to this end product of who is Will McIntyre is here. So started in a little small town called Nambour on the Sunshine Coast. It's only a 2 hospital bird place, so a lot of the people or kid on the Sunshine Coast from the 80 right to 95 are born in those things. So that's itself, it just show how small, close-knit the coast is. Mum and dad pack up their suitcase when I was 1, move back to Thailand because they want me to experience the culture, the Thai culture. I believe in life, if you know where you come from, you know where you're heading. And I think my mum and dad always knew that. And they feel like living in a different culture, dad fell in love with Thailand. Loved the essence of the people, the humbleism, the non-fast paced, community. It's everything he yearned for, because he was adopted himself, and I think he's always trying to find his tribe. And for some reason, he found that in Thailand and fell in love with mum, and we just started from there.
Wow, that's beautiful, mate. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, what inspired you to form the Journeyman group?
There's a lot of lead up of personal journey. Same as every man, we go through heartbreak, we go through loneliness, we go through depression. I even have suicidal thought and act on it a few times and unsuccessful. So I want to wind it back to where my first heartbreak. It's actually, my first heartbreak wasn't young. It was actually when I'm around 25. So at the time, I was working as a FIFO worker, as an underground miner. So my story of the reason why I want to start there and piece that piece, because that when I truly understand how social isolation work with the mental health space. And before that, I was playing rugby league where I had my brother. I always had my tribe. In Thailand, I'm a product of community. My mum and dad didn't raise me. The whole village did raise me. My uncle, I was talking to Tay this morning, how beautiful it is when we were a kid. We just rushed from school. We chuck our backpack. We borrowed the neighbor bike and then go to the local water hole or hang out with friends. That's sort of always been shelter by community. And when I moved back here, I've have a sense of loss of identity, because when I moved back to Australia at the age of 11, English was my second language. I didn't speak a word of English, and for the first 2 years, I find it quite difficult. And not until I really hit my strap in high school through rugby league where I got that comradeship back. And that for me is an essence that install a lot of character and value that I understood when I was living in Thailand, because I always had my tribe in Thailand.
Yeah.
So losing that as when I left for the mine, I lost everything. I lost my first identity, and I was young, and I come from a family of lack. You thought money was everything. So I chased this dream, this job, landed this beautiful opportunity, landed in Mount Isa. I call it the end of the earth. It's the middle out of nowhere. If people look up on the map, it's a little speck of a mining town pretty much in the top part of the Queensland. I land there. I didn't know what I was doing. I was green. They call us the greenie, because never been underground, never been in part of that world. And I remember my first experience down the tunnel. We had to go this incline about 1.5 kilometers down, and you couldn't see past your headlamp.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, I hear music, and boom, it's like a whole workshop, a whole city under there. And I remember that moment. I think to myself, like, how the hell did they bring that down here?
Wow.
And as the journey pros get in that, we work long hour. We're in our head all the time. I met a girl up there who was a cleaner. During that time, she had her own mental health issue, addiction with alcohol. that's when I fully learned that who you are attract the partner that come. So at that time, I was partying because I'm earning shitload of money, no responsibility apart from just work. We don't have to cook, we don't have to clean. It's a whole different world. And I lost myself. I lost that little boy from Thailand. And that's when I realized the relationship didn't pan out. She ended up cheating on me, pregnant with another guy, because that's what she was seeking. But that's my first humble lesson. And that's when I learned how it feels to be isolated underground. The furthest down I went was 3.5 kilometer underground, and it was 65 degree, and I still remember that feeling of, wow, I am in hell, in my own head and in my own self. I was my definition of hell. And I remember one night I made up my mind to go back home. What a Sicky Albert song, actually. There was a line in the song say, don't let your light go setting yourself up to let yourself down. And that one line got me like, I need to get out of here. And the next day I went to the superintendent like, I'm not going down the hole today. I'm going home. And within 4 hours, I just got on the plane and was home by that afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the first leg of how the journey become.
And then what made you decide to then venture into the Journeyman, or was that still
That's still part of
another story to
yes,
connect the dots with that?
100%. Coming back with my tail between my leg, because I mentally was unstable. I lost myself. I lost my identity. I live in a world where I don't know who I am anymore. I'm not playing footy. I lost touch with a lot of friends over that just 1 year. I was drinking heavily. I was just in this self-pity of just hurt from the love that, that meant to be, or whatever, whatever your heart thought. And for me, that point in time sort of get me to like a real rock bottom place. And I really need to really find myself. And then I jump into a relationship, because that a bad trait what some of us do when we're not working on ourselves in the past. We will jump on relationships. You think that will heal, but actually it's not. So that's when I start to dabble into the spirituality of a journey of myself. And that's when I truly discover a true love of my life, little Millie. I'm not sure you guys can see in the background. I got her not long after that breakdown, and she taught me self-discipline, because every morning I need to take her for a walk and look after, care. She brought my healthy mindset into myself. And then I finally attracted a relationship, but I'm not quite there yet. Same sort of energy I'm still attracting, because I weren't sure what I want in life. And then another one, I end up losing a child to abortion. Not what I wanted. I want to keep the child, but she decided she didn't want it. That hurt me deeply, and then I'll just go even deeper within myself. And like, hey, I need to find a way here. And I was stuck in this loop. And then one afternoon, after drinking here in my neighborhood with all my friends, and we were drinking all day, and I just like, man, I can't keep doing this cycle. And I keep pushing on. And then 4 a.m. I was walking down this driveway, and then the little whisper told me, be the guidance, be the light, be everything that shine bright. Something in me then just clicked. It's like the all-knowing of what I need to do. And I'm like, the next day I'm like, right, I'm going to fucking sort myself out. I'm going to spend time by myself and working on the bad trait that I have. I isolate myself. I let go a lot of circle, a lot of friendship, a lot of thing that I feel like were holding me back, or I was using them to leverage myself to be where I want to be because it's the easy option. So from that, I'm like, for 2 years, I'll isolate myself. I just devoted to just being in my own space and trying to do the little thing and be with Millie as much as possible. And then the biggest turning point for me, and always gonna give this credit to this person, no matter how long my journey is. I met a beautiful lady who's a bit older than I am, about 16 years older. She showed me love, so much love, that not only she loved me so much and believed in me so much, enough love for me to even give back to the community. And at the time, she taught me in life you need different outlet. You can't just leaning on one thing. And she suggested to me, hey, you need to expand your circle. And I put a post out on the Sunshine Coast spiritual page. Something new, something different. I'm just like, okay, I'm delving into low-key spiritual. I'm going to reach out in that community and see how I connect. I put a post out, hey, free catch-up on a Sunday with a brother of mine, Fraser, that we just talk on the phone and say, let's fucking do this. And the first meeting, 6 guys turn up.
Wow.
And then fortnight later, 14 guys turn up. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm meeting new people. I'm sitting with entrepreneurs. I'm sitting with the homeless. I'm sitting with all these people that sharing their journeys, sharing their story. And I'm like, this is beautiful. Connection. My tribe. What I've been looking for.
Nice.
And then from that, I learned something more about myself. And I'm like, okay, I got these people now. It's around 50 and 60 people. How can I turn this into a positive thing? I went to a meeting to Umandi District Committee who own the market to just set up a store so I can raise some money to do free event and stuff for the community. And in that meeting, they mentioned of teenagers' suicide. And I remember sitting there just in my own shell, just like, far out. This needs to stop. How can we change this? The next day I went to the park to do my morning routine, and I remember I was bursting in tears. And I'm like, I'm going to turn this movement into a non-profit, into something more. We're going to have an army of men that one day serve the community. But first, we're going to heal our men. So that, when really the burst of the Journeyman come to life. It's just a series of events that lead me to find my purpose by accident.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it just took a while to get to where your purpose is today.
Yeah, and I learn now those journey is a draw card for the men to feel my essence, because I walk those journey with them. I've been through it myself. And that's something that you can never buy. You know, and
That's beautiful.
for me, my background in community is the essence. What I learned in Thailand is the temple mindset. Every morning, the monk would go out in the village and beg for food. And at the end of the day, the temple will distribute food back to the community. What I learned there, the essence of, as a collective, we have abundance. As an individual, we have nothing. And now I'm just trying to bring that back into our vision for community center, where we not just doing men's work in the future, we're expanding to women, youth, and build a sustainable model where we can combat cost of living, put things in community land trust, growing our own food, become self-efficient, and fix our own problem and empower people in every town to do the same.
Brother, that is beautiful, man. Oh, man.
Because it's in us, connection in us, you know, and that's what life is about. You know, I delve into past life stuff and things like that. I know in my blood, I have a lot of warrior blood in me, but this time, I'm not picking up weapon. I'm fighting with my heart. I'm fighting with my word. I'm gathering my tribe, and we do it right. Yeah. So that a little snippet of how the Journeyman come to be, but we have more exciting to talk about thing yet to come. So
Yeah. So that is so amazing hearing what you've done and where it all stemmed from to where you guys are today. For a place that you've kind of established right now, what do the men expect from attending the workshop that you've put together or the group meetings? What do they get from it when they come to your...
Well, the first thing I learned from life is inclusiveness. Everyone wants to be heard and seen. So that's the first essence they will feel. Not everyone will attract the same tribe, and that's okay too. So what I want to do in my catch up on a Sunday, we move away from just a general social catch up to do more of a wellness model where we actually teaching people to have tool and to be emotionally intelligent to deal with life difficulty. Just simple tool like breath work, go in height, go for a walk, and just have a support network of brother who really care and keep each other accountable. And recently, in December, I had my downfall again due of pressure of just trying to hold it all together. I pretty much have an accident and lost my license, but my brother was there to keep me accountable. Like, hey, Will, I'll let you sob for a week or two, but we're going to pull you out of this and get together. And whatever you need to keep this foundation going is in support, in driving, in whatever, we will support you in that. And for me, that's the actual essence that I want to create in the first place. Where hard time, your brother come and rally behind you and they clap you on in your good time. The biggest turning point for me, see how this thing working, was halfway through the first year. There was a man who wanted to move houses and 20 stranger offered their service to help him move. And I'm like, we got it. We got the formula of community. If we can build on that through wellness and daily practice and incorporate business in the future, where imagine a world where you have a business where you start your day at 8 o'clock, you come in, do your wellness, you work from 10 to 2, and then you do your wellness again just before. Look what kind of society we would be. And this is sort of the all-round thinking that I want to put together and present to government, to CEO, to businesses, to our community, to our school. Because we need an all-roundness people. We need people who balance in emotion. People with purpose, with passion. Because we lost that somewhere along with it. You know, this world, bottom line, the money is everything. I'm doing this from nothing. I sacrifice my corporate job of maybe $1,500 a week for living on less than Centrelink because I believe in this vision so much. I'm surviving $600 and paying a mortgage off. By the time I pay my bill, I'll be lucky to have $20 a week next to my name. But the power of just being a leader and pathing that way, so it's easy for the rest of the people, and having faith to keep going, that's what makes me feel like every single day.
Hey guys, thanks again for tuning back in. And if you found value in today's show, then please subscribe, like, and share with someone that you know could possibly benefit from what you've heard today. So let's get back to it. Oh, brother, that's so beautiful and powerful, man.
Yeah.
So with the setup of the Journeyman, do you have other specialists that are part of the team too as well? And who are they?
Yep. this year we're reformatting a little bit. We are going directly in the community space, and we're really bringing like people from outside who have established business and partnering up with the charity where they offer their free services and credit, like, you know, even psychologists, breath work, nutritionists in the future. This is sort of thing that we want. We want to create a social enterprise in the future around the charity to help local economy and also feed it back to the foundation to be able to buy more land and build sustainable home and bring down cost of living, and we build micro village and things like that for the people in the future. You know, I feel like the more we connect back to the land, connect back to ourselves and connect back to each other, this is the only way, the only format that can truly change mental health. Because mental health, if we're honest, every single person in this world have suffered mental health at some point, some difficulty in their life at some point. We all have bad or dark thought at some point. To do that, we really need to help each other, and it's not a race of who can build a bigger fence. It's a race of how can we share our resources for the common good. And slowly, one by one, we change heart and mind, and over generation, you will see a more conscious and more rounded world. We don't need to give up the technology. We need to keep it in check. And this is where we need to utilize what we got and what we have, and utilize the strength, the people in our community, because everyone have the power to do what I'm doing every single day if you choose to. And you can do as simple as making your bed in the morning, to be disciplined for one. Be kind to a stranger. If you see someone struggling carrying stuff, offer them a hand. This purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be as small as a stranger. And I feel like the more we establish that in this world, the easier it's going to become, not for ourselves, but for the next generation to come. Everyone needs to understand we only got a short lifespan in this earth, and how we impact our nation or our village, our community, is the essence that we need to hold on to. Because long before we know it, no one will remember us, but the heart will live on forever through kindness.
And just before we kind of continue on as well with all that you've shared with us so far, with the continuation of growing your tribe, what do you guys have in place now, and what would you like to have join you guys as a charity organization?
What we have in place now is a lot of people donating their time to do free workshop. We have two land at the moment where we're already starting trialing our syntopic farming, and we're teaching the community how to grow their own food.
Nice.
And also we about to move into the youth space with some of our heart and mind workshop that we want to try. Eventually we want to turn that into a community center where in every town we'll have that essence and that teaching, and then also move into a space of alternate school and alternate medicine, and really do that wrap around and bring that sense of village. So what I really want is to get the community behind us, and if you really believe in this, just get involved, bro, and be part of it, you know. And that's the exciting thing, because everyone have the tool and the journey and the story and the vision to do this. If we choose to believe, it will happen, bro. But you know, one reason I'm doing all this too, there's self-interest, as in I want to be a father one day. I want to bring my kid in the world that I believe in. You know, so if I can change my backyard to that, what it looked like to that world, then I can die a happy man at the end of my lifespan. You know, so for me, you know, I'm doing this to heal myself. While I'm healing myself, if other people benefit, amazing. You know, so that's the mindset we need to think, something beyond ourselves, something that, you know, we can go to 9 to 5, but we can do it with purpose too. Nothing needs to change. But if business come on board and support your local charity and back them and partnership, we can build a sustained mobility model of community. And I think that's what the world calling out more than ever.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Okay, so for say someone that's interested in wanting to come and attend your workshops and that or meetings, what could one expect to rock up to on their first visit? And you know, can you walk us through what that would seem like for a beginner?
Yep, a beginner first 10 minutes never feel anxious because it's outside your comfort zone. You will see, you will try to find an energy that you can connect with, and about half an hour in, and this is something that I notice in every catch up, the armor start coming down, and then you start to seeing conversations start happening, and a common interest start going on, and then that will break the ice and into a little joke. Then the joke turn into a deeper conversation, and then a deeper conversation will turn into a dream, and then a dream turn into a vision, and then that turn into a mateship. And that's what I see, the simple formula over long period of time. That seemed to be, and I remember every meeting I go to or the catch up, the car park meeting at the start so awkward, and then watching from behind people walking down from a mountain walk or something, and they were just blending in with each other and sharing their story and sharing themselves. And that always bring me so much joy because we able to just hold that space. You know, we're all strangers at one point, and we seem to forget that. Like me and you, like we talk like an old friend today.
Absolutely,
you know?
Man. Absolutely.
And we just met first time.
Yeah, today's our first visit.
And talk on Facebook a couple of times, and that was it.
Absolutely. I mean, I was interested in seeing the space that you've created with the Journeyman, and it was for me to like, well, hey, he's doing such great work. Why not reach out to Will, see if he'd be happy to share his story too, and hence the reason we're here today.
Bro, and I'm so humble because what I felt today from you is the man with the same dream. And, you know, the behind the scene work that you do and the travel and the journey, well, that's purposeful. And, you know, I'm so grateful to be part of this round table and just have this opportunity to share my story. And one day, you know, we really need to return the favor and hear your story and your journey from all the great people you met along your way too. So that's humbling, bro. Like, honestly, man, you're a humble man.
Oh, I'm humbled to also have this honor to have you here today, you know, and allow me to host this show at your place. So I'm truly honored too. So thank you for that too. But getting back to your story about how things turn around within the few minutes, just wanted to kind of quickly go back to a point where, did you ever see some of the men that would come through, you know, and what were the common challenges that they would face or repeat throughout some of the discussions that you noticed was a common?
Yep, and that's a good question, bro, because we touched on this earlier. What I've seen from the last 3 years, and something that I want to change. The common ground, the common mindset is poor me, first up. That, you know, there's thing in life where we all have relationship difficulty, and we need to learn to, even myself, we need to learn to accept that not everything in life will work out. There's a reason why it doesn't work out. We can point finger and blame all the element around us, or we can look inward and see, how can I grow and learn from this? So why I went from just a social catch up to more wellness, and this allow men to firstly hold space for them, but secondly to start internalize and get in touch with their own personal journey by listening to other people struggle, to put themselves in the shoe and seeing from a different point of view. And then once you start understand your problem, just like any problem solving thing in this world, you need to understand the problem first before you can fix and address and change and adapt. Not all men or people willing to do that, and that's okay. That's their journey. Because I feel in life, unless you go find your own rock bottom to turn it around, whatever that definition of that rock bottom is, you won't willing to change. You won't get out that fear most. But what we can provide is a safe space for you to process that. And that's what the catch up is.
Wow.
It's just a safe space for you to process. Because as men, especially, everything is on our shoulder. We need to provide. We need to be successful. We need to be good. A lot of expectations have been put on men. I'm not saying women don't have their difficulty, but it's the different difficulty. Every sex have their own struggle and challenges. And this is why I want to create this space where in the future where we hold space for women as well. And eventually we create this common ground. Because the biggest issue in the world, I believe right now, that contributes to all this is the masculine and the feminine energy no longer know how to work with each other. We have lost our trust somewhere along the line due to distraction, social climate, financial situation. All the ingredients in this world have pushed us against each other for some reason. Not until we go back to grounded to ourselves and truly believe in our essence and be able to make both sexes feel safe again, we will never fix the current issue. And this is why I want to go in the space where we can hold those accountability, we can hold those safe space. So people just need to reset. And one of the vision is to have a crisis center where we go pick from one up. You stay for 2 weeks on the land. We get you through all the work, the breath work, the wellness model. You reset, you recenter yourself, then go to your partner, and then we start addressing the issue. She do the same. And then you come in together in a common ground. Maybe through a community garden or, and break the ice slowly. I don't believe that we need to put people on medicine or go to psychology. I feel like one, we work out what's wrong with ourselves and where we at as a person, we can actually then express what we need, what we want, and communicate in a healthier manner. So for me, it's always, okay, look at the problem. What is all the factor that create this problem? Fix everything around that, and maybe the problem might be disappear. And that's where I feel like accuracy and things like that, that's stage one. We need to have a follow-up stages now. And this is where the Journeyman heading. We want to thank you for the journey. Thank you for teaching us all the things that we learned. We're going to take all the study now and let's implement a solution to it. And that's the difference between where we were heading and what we learned from the past.
Man, that's amazing. That's really, honestly, it's pretty cool, bro. What you guys are doing, doing the research of what you guys have implemented to learn from the results of what you're producing and then continue to implement that to a bigger scale of how you can incorporate it, throughout the community.
Because as you know, life, bro, is forever changing.
Yeah,
If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it won't work. You need to adapt and meet the people where they're at. So, and one of the program we want is to do outreach program, because a lot of people in mental health situation, they don't even have the energy to get out of bed, yet alone to pick up the phone to ask for help. What if we turn that around and reach them? And having community is the first response. It will stop people going through that long-term mental health cycle, because they feel connected, they feel heard, they feel seen, because we all have the same essence. We all seeking the same value.
absolutely.
Just our external environment change and adapt. Like, I'm so grateful for my mum and dad to start their life over twice, and also to even give us an opportunity to even set up ourselves. It's
legendary, man. If I'm being honest, that's legendary.
Yeah.
Are your parents still around today?
There's 10 minutes down the road, still
Nice,
together,
man, that's beautiful.
and they're proud of what I'm trying to do. They didn't understand at first, but bro, without them, I couldn't be the man that sit here next to you, and without that beautiful last relationship, I wouldn't be the man who I am today. So for me, always give credit where credit's due. Even though I've done a lot of work myself, but there's those people in your life that turn you around, and that's what we want the Journeyman, and everyone can be that person. And that's what we want to teach people in the future, that you can be the person that put a smile or be the light in someone else's life.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. So look, just for our audience, what's at least a couple of things that you would like for them to take away from today's discussion?
From today's discussion, a few things I want to leave, and a message that I always want people to have is just start believing in yourself. Because a lot of my life, I put limitation on myself. Not until I start believing myself, I can move mountain. And being consistent in chasing that dream. And most of all, be kind to other and be gentle with yourself too. You will stuff up. You will have downfall. But if how you respond when you at your rock bottom, it defines who you are. Just like how you wear your heart is define who you are as a human. So that's the simple message the Journeyman Foundation want to live and give to the community, and it's our value, and it's something that we believe in, because that's what it's all about.
That's beautiful, brother. That's beautiful. And look, if there's anything I may have failed to ask you, and there's something that you feel is important you want to share, now is a great opportunity for you to just, final thoughts before we wrap up.
Something I like to share is just like I say, just get behind us and get behind your local charity too, because doing this work have opened my eye how many beautiful human beings there are trying to change the world. So whatever your tribe, whatever your charity, whatever your passion, go and support those people, because they've done a lot of work behind the scenes. So for me, the only way we can fix our problem is to fix it together. And doesn't matter what tribe or what charity, just get behind them and work from there. So that's probably my real message. And, if you want to check us out, there's website, Facebook page, just under the Journeyman. And, this little logo here. So, like I say, support our local people who want to change the world, because they're the one that can make big move in the future.
And that's awesome, brother. And look, I'll also add those details of the links and description in the description down below. So again, Will, man, it's truly an honor. So thanks for joining me, man, at the round table.
That's all right, brother. Thank you.
Oh, and just one final thing, Will. Like all my guests, get you to sign your signature on the round table. So, there you go, man.
Beautiful, bro. Thank you. Just anyway.
Yeah.